apologize for running a little late. Bouncing around with different business development things around town, so always a good thing to be busy, right? How's everybody doing today? Good, good, thank you. Share with me maybe who's heard of Profile before. Just raise your hand. Friends, family, Amanda?
Yeah, emails from me.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll just kind of briefly go through some information. I do have some handouts. I've got some samples. At the end of this, the best thing to do is to sign up for that first free consultation with us. You'll come in, learn a little bit more about the program, sit down with myself. I'm Stephanie. I'm the assistant manager, or Ashton, our store manager. We're the onboarding specialist right now. We just sit down and have a great conversation with you and kind of learn, about your health and wellness goals and where you'd like to be. So throughout this presentation, this is just kind of relaxed. So please, if you have questions come up, just let me know, and we'll definitely talk through that. So like I said, I'm Stephanie Decker. I'm the assistant manager. I've been at the Cedar Falls location almost 3 months. I've been with Profile since January. Just excited to be part of an up-and-coming company, and I think we're going to start really making an impact in the Cedar Valley area. We do have a location in Cedar Rapids and getting ready to open in Iowa City in a matter of a couple weeks, so excited about that. So just a little bit about Profile. So our coaching is based around nutrition, activity, and lifestyle. We talk about different recommendations as far as the physical activity. And then our biggest and most important thing is the member. So making sure that they have their best journey to achieve their health and wellness goals. So again, provide coaching in nutrition, activity, and lifestyle. Who's heard of Sanford Health before? Yep, so it is a hospital system out of the Dakotas. So we were developed by Sanford Health. We're kind of a separate entity though, as we don't have a whole lot to do with their healthcare side of things. We just were developed by some researchers, dietitians, and doctors under Sanford Health. I think of the two things that I feel the most passionate about, I love that we're science-backed. That the prescription meal plans and the grocery list and everything involved in that was developed by people with a lot of background and passion for this. I feel that's where I feel the most confident talking to members about where we've come from. So again, backed by Sanford Health, you can see over on the right side just a few of the doctors and scientists and nutritionists that got into this information or helped us develop this. We don't really need to go into that too in depth. But we are now in 49 of the 50 states. We have members in all 50 states, and right now we're at about 150 stores, and within the next year we believe we'll be at over 300. This is a little bit backdated, so you can see on the right side it says 1.82 million pounds lost. We just went over 2 million pounds lost. So pretty great thing as we're continuing to reduce BMIs and body mass and body weight. So this is Alex. He's kind of our poster boy, a little bit, as you might say. So Alex was on quite a few medications before starting with Profile, and just also had type 2 diabetes. And through his weight loss and his journey with us, his A1C levels dropped 5 points, lost 62 pounds, and taken off 7 medications. So I'll get into this a little bit, but we do have different protocols for different medical considerations. But I know a lot of members that come into and meet with us, one of their goals is to get off of medication. So we just like to talk about different whys as to why you come in. So we do talk about why, if you're done with diets, Profile is the best option for you. We do have what we call our Profile Promise now. So we believe so much in our members and our program that if a member does not lose 15% of their body weight in the first year, the second year is either on us or they get their money back. So I do like to talk to new members about this as a relationship. I'll get into what kind of our side of things are, but for the members that's stressing in your Profile plan, again, this was a prescription plan designed for you to help you with weight loss. And again, it was developed by, people much smarter than me. You're utilizing your coach. So we do know that members that come to at least 20 coaching appointments in the first year see success. So the coaching appointments can be done on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. We also can do over the phone. So I know some of you that might not always make trips to Cedar Falls, we definitely can figure out a way to do virtual coaching appointments. We've also talked about maybe having a satellite day up here at Waverly Health Center. If we get enough of employees up here that are interested in something like that, we can send our coach up here and meet with you guys, in-house, so might make things a little bit easier. Enjoying our nutritious and delicious foods. We know there's other protein shakes and bars out there, but we know what's in ours. So our foods are FDA approved, as well as our shakes have 20% of your daily vitamins and minerals, also probiotics and prebiotics. So there's a lot of great things in the shakes, and we're always adjusting all of our foods. We recently pulled the aspartame out of all of our products. We do also have lists of different things for those that might have sensitivities or just are trying to stay away from certain foods. So we have lists of different foods that we can talk through with members to fit their needs. And then celebrating your success. So we talk to our members about non-scale victories, just different things coming in. Maybe it's more energy, maybe it's having to go buy new clothes. I had a female of the couple come in last night and say that a big win for their family was they donated 8 bags of her husband's clothes last week. So, just always fun to talk about things other than what's going on that scale, because, again, it's an all-encompassing journey. It's not always just about that number. Any questions so far? I feel like I'm blabbing a lot.
Do you have weekends?
Yep, so we are open right now on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon. Always can be looking at adjusting those hours as we find what works well for our members. Great question. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. as well. Yeah.
So you had mentioned some foods are available for those with sensitivities. So I have celiac disease. Do you have gluten-free food that would be safe for celiac?
We do, yep. So we try to find different things, and within the different foods have varieties in there, so then that way we definitely can fit what works well for the members.
Perfect.
Yeah, great question. Yeah.
Do you have, so soy interferes with thyroid medication, do you have some soy-free options?
We do as well, yep, and we also talk about special considerations. I'm actually a Sanford taker, so we talk about timing with medications as well too, to make sure that if you're consuming our food that it works well with how your medications work. Another great question.
Do you have to do your food for part of the plan?
Yes, so what we do, we utilize our foods as well as grocery foods. In the beginning, it is based on the protocol. For our most common protocol, it is a majority of our foods to start with some grocery foods. The dinner meal is a strictly grocery food diet. And then as you go through your journey and lose weight, then we pull our foods out and continue to put back in more of the grocery foods. So by the time you're done, you're in your what we call our sustain phase. You're on a strictly grocery food diet, and you can utilize a bar or shake from time to time. But what I like to say is at some point our relationship's over, because we've educated and empowered you throughout your membership and your journey with us to be able to make healthy decisions and eat a whole grocery food diet. So I think that's something I like best, and it's hard to say, but at some point we're done. So. Great question. Yeah.
So how does that work with like traveling and restaurants, and is there options for that?
Yeah, definitely. Another great question. So again, the dinner meal is a strictly grocery food meal. So we talk to, if you know that you're going out to eat, with members personally, I've looked up menus at where they're going to eat, and we talk through some different options with them. We also can swap it around a little bit. Maybe you're going out to lunch, but you'll be at home for dinner time. Then we talk about moving that grocery food meal to lunch. And then we do have what we call our dining out guide. So it has a lot of very common restaurants and just different healthy options to choose when you're out to eat. But that's where the coaching comes into play too. When you come in and talk to us, we can help game plan different things. We'll have members come in that know that they're going out of town for a week. We talk about how to make healthy decisions, try to get your profile foods in when you can, but obviously knowing that maybe it's not always the easiest thing, but that's where we use the education to help empower you to make good decisions when you're going out to eat or purchasing your groceries. Great question. Yeah.
How expensive is your food?
Yeah, so typically, yeah, great question. So typically, members that are on our Reboot Reduce protocol, which is our most common I'm gonna speak to that one because that's our most common. We do have other protocols, which I can get into. But members are spending $75 to $85 a week in store on profile food. And then at the grocery store, you're purchasing your veggies, your proteins, and your healthy fats. So you are spending more in our store, but you're spending less at the grocery store. And then again, as we start to pull out our foods and incorporate more groceries, then you're spending less with us and more at the grocery store. Great question.
I think part of this plan through Waverly Health Center is that we get like 20% off of all the foods if we.
Yep, great question. So we are going through a pricing restructure. So up until November 23rd, Waverly Health Center employees receive the membership for $150 for 1 year, as well as 20% off of the foods. After November 23rd, if you were to sign up, you will receive $100 off of the membership, so it'll be $199, and then you do not receive the 20% off of the food anymore. We did talk about profile cash though, so it would be $199 and then $50 profile cash, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, yep. We're still trying to figure out what this new pricing restructure looks like for us. But so again, until November 23rd, it's $150 and 20% off of the food. After November 23rd, it will be $199 and then profile cash. Great question.
So if you're signed up, does the 20% off of the food carry through your membership?
Yep.
Or is it end November 23rd?
No, you'll keep that through your membership, and then what we do have is a 30-day renewal period after your 1 year is up. If you continue to renew that membership, you continue to keep your 20%. Great question. We just realized that there needs to be more value placed on our coaching. As you know, we're all passionate and want to help our members, and that's where the pricing restructure is coming in. It is a company-wide thing. But again, we need to place value on our coaches, and it's also a commitment level type of thing. So all good questions.
Can you have the food shipped to you rather than having to go to the store?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll have members that they'll do a virtual coaching appointment, and then they'll let me know what they want to order, and then we ship it to them. Yep. Yeah.
If your spouse is involved, do you each get your own separate coaching, or does that happen together?
No, so we have couples that do them together, or we have couples that do them separately. It's completely based up to what you would like to do. And then I do know for now, the spouse rate is $95. And then going forward, I believe it's $95. Don't quote me on that one. So I apologize about not knowing the pricing exactly. It's still, again, trying to figure out. Thanks, yeah. Good question. But yes, so then the spouse, again, they can have their separate coaching appointments if they like. And we also do family memberships, so if you have maybe a son, daughter, or another family member in your house that wants to join, they will also be the $95. We do have a teen protocol, so I did talk about protocols, so we have a teen protocol. Most of that is based just on a full grocery meal plan, just helping them learn how to eat healthier as a teen. We do have our new mom protocol, which we just rolled out a little over a month ago. And so that is for women that are trying to get pregnant and want to be at a healthy weight to be able to get pregnant, are pregnant and just a healthy weight gain throughout their pregnancy, mothers that are breastfeeding and how to supplement their bodies as well as supplement for the baby, and then after they're done breastfeeding, how to maybe lose that baby weight. So it's a great new protocol that we're really passionate about. And then we also do have a balanced protocol, and that one's based off of certain medical considerations. Yeah.
What kind of training do you as coaches and counselors have, or do you have a certain degree, or what are that background?
Yeah, great question. So right now we have 3 full-time coaches in store and 2 part-time coaches. We all have a educational background in exercise science, nutrition, health promotions, and then the manager and myself both have our master's in Ashton's is in health promotions, mine's in exercise science, human performance. And then we do go through a certification process through Sanford. So it involves testing and different educational courses as well as shadowing. Great question. Anything else? Okay, I'll keep going, but again, stop me if anything comes up. So again, our core principles are nutrition, activity, and lifestyle. We have what we call our journey mapping, which we're rolling out with new members right now. So it's specific educational modules that we'll go through in the first 6 weeks. That 6th week appointment will now have a check-in. We'll give members a progress report, do their measurements again, assess where they are at with their plan and their goals, and then we go through another 6 weeks of education modules. So we do also utilize what we call our journey book. So each member gets this when they sign up. It does have different chapters throughout that we utilize in the coaching appointments, as well as some homework to just be able to take home and have members really kind of dive deep into different things and be able to come in and talk to their coaches. So when they come in for the appointment, the first thing that we talk about is anything that the member needs to talk about or kind of work through. But then we utilize these education modules to, again, continue to educate and empower our members to be able to do some of these things once they've, they're done with us. And I think what I really like about this is being able to take it home and just kind of put some emotions into paper, and then, because sometimes maybe members it takes them a little while to open up to us, especially in those first few weeks. So this allows them to kind of dive deep into some of their thoughts and feelings, and then feel confident coming in and talking to our coaches about it.
Do you want me to pass it?
Yeah. And then I do also have the journey book that is, so the mom protocol receives a separate journey book. And then we talk about physical activity, so we encourage 150 minutes of moderate physical activity a week. We work with our members, so in the first phase it's really based around nutrition. But then as we start to lose that weight, we help the member find ways to get that physical activity in there. So then we match that input and that output. Perfect. So when I talked to earlier, I mentioned that I think one of the things I'm the most passionate about is that we were research-based, but our number one thing that I love is our one-on-one coaching. So we have weekly to bi-weekly appointments. They're typically 20 to 30 minutes. Again, we can do in person or on the phone, but this is where we really get to develop a relationship with our members and really dive deep into what's going to help them be able to sustain this for the rest of their lives. And I think for me, it's just great when my members come in, even when they have tough times, because I love to be able to talk through different things with them, work through things, and just know that they have a confidant and somebody that is trying to help them be supportive when maybe they're not getting it at home, and just somebody they can open up to. And especially for moms, it's 20 to 30 minutes that they can come in and talk about themselves. I have members and they're like, I just can't put myself first because they've got kids, they've got a husband, they've got a full-time job. They're trying to do all these different things and they don't have time for themselves, but this is where we can set aside that time just to come in and talk about you. And I know sometimes it's hard, but this is where it really is important to develop that relationship with your coach, so somebody else is caring about you. The personalized plan, so again, we talked about we have the different protocols. We do also have our perform protocol, so that's for very physically active people that are maybe just trying to maintain their weight to work well with their caloric output. And then again, our profile foods, we have over 80 different options of foods. We're continuing to add things all the time. Within the next couple months, within the last few months, we've rolled out ice cream, cauliflower toppers, frozen entrees, different flavors of chips, seasonal shakes, so we're getting ready to roll out our gingerbread, maple pecan, and then our peppermint mocha. So just always trying to continue to create new flavors for our members. Again, our different protocols. So we do a phased approach. So again, I talk about Reboot Reduce is our most common protocol. So in the first phase, this is where members are going to lose the most amount of their weight. It's a simple and structured nutrition plan. It is a high protein, low carb meal plan. It does put your body into what we call a state of ketosis. So it is where your body, instead of burning stored carbohydrates, it's burning your stored body fat. Who's heard of keto before? Yep. So we've all heard of keto. We are different than keto though. So keto is typically 20 to 30 grams of carbs a day, whereas profile is 50 to 70. So we do talk about that state of ketosis, and I know some people are like, ooh. And then we do eat 6 small meals a day, and then again, 5 of them include the profile foods. So again, we're heavy in the beginning with the profile foods and some grocery foods. And then as we transition into adapt, so this is where you get 5 to 10 pounds away from goal weight. We start to pull out the profile foods and add back in the grocery foods, so the dairies, the starches, and the fruits, and then applying the lessons that we've learned when we've been in Reboot Reduce. And then again, we really focus in adaptive, getting that physical activity in, and then sustain. So this is what we call our forever phase. So this is where you've hit goal weight, where if you gain or lose 5 pounds, you're still, a happy camper. And then utilizing all the things that we've done. This is the most important phase because You know, who in this room either themselves or know somebody that has done a great job of losing weight but wasn't able to sustain it. So this is where, so this is where this comes into play, because that's where that relationship with your coach. So you might get down to goal weight within, you know, a month, a couple months, but that's why the membership's a year long, so we can continue to keep these things be of good habits and good lifestyle. Questions? Yeah.
So what's the first step to sign up? How do we do it through the hospital?
Yeah, so what you'll do, I'll give you our contact information, so you can give us a call, you can shoot me an email, and then we'll take your contact information, so your name and your phone number. We'll find a time that would work well for you, you'll come in and meet with us. And so it's typically an hour to an hour and a half for that first session, just so we can sit down and make sure to share everything with you, and get to know you a little bit better. And then we decide from there if you think this would be a good fit for you.
As far as getting signed up through the hospital, though, they kind
They
of take
just
it from
know.
here. You just have to tell them that you're a Waverly Health Center employee,
Exactly.
and then it's all through them. Yep.
Perfect, thanks Amanda.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the sustained phase, getting your product or doing shakes once in a while, do you have to continue your membership to buy product, or is your store members only, or how does that work?
Nope, we have a lot of people that'll come in and, especially even spouses, they don't need to be doing, you know, the one-on-one coaching or the program, but they like to have a bar from time to time. So no, you don't have to be a member to purchase the food. Great question.
If you do the program, do you have to strictly do the foods, like at the beginning? I mean, you can't just be like, okay, I want some of these and eat some of my own food. You have to do all the foods.
Yep, just because again, it's a prescription plan for your success, so we found members that stick as closely to the plan as possible. Again, we know everybody's not gonna be perfect, but that's where the coaching comes into play, because we can help talk through some of those things. But we know the way for you to find success is to stick to that plan. And to continue to have those discussions with your coaches of finding how the plan can work with your schedule. I mean, we have it where you eat every 2 to 3 hours, but I have some members that are, we have what is our morning snack, and they're like, there's no way I can get that in with my work schedule. So then we talk about different ways to incorporate that, because you're at a caloric deficit too with the plan. It is important to get all of those things in, because if you cut yourself out more of those calories even that you already are, then your body goes into a different state. So it goes into kind of more of a starvation, and then when you do feed it, it's not doing what we want it to be doing to help you lose that weight. Great question. Yeah.
This might be a silly question, but is this the plan that takes your DNA?
We do DNA testing. It is an optional thing to be doing. So we do what we call a cheek swab, and it tests for how many copies of the amylase 1 gene your body produces. So the amylase 1 gene is in your saliva, and that's just how well your body utilizes and metabolizes carbohydrates. So those results help us in the adapt and sustain phases, because then as we start to add back in those starches and the carbohydrates essentially, then we know where your macros should be at for your carbs and fats. It's an additional cost, but it is an optional thing.
It's an additional cost if you sign up before the 23rd
Yep.
or whatnot, but then the new membership with the price increase includes the DNA test. So
Yes.
it just kind of depends on.
Yep, and if you do decide, if you sign up after the 23rd and you don't want to do the genetic testing, we can give you something else. Because I know we have some people that are like, I really don't feel comfortable doing that, and we completely understand. Just know that it helps us even personalize the meal plan when you get into adapt and sustain down to your genetics. Great question. What else? Let me just see. So this is what a typical day kind of looks like. The one thing I don't like about this slide is it does have the profile pasta in the dinner time. We love to have that meal be completely grocery foods. So we talk in the morning of 7 a.m. So we talked about having other options. So typically we're having a shake here in the morning, but we do have oatmeals, cereals, lots of different things. We have soups that members can incorporate at the lunchtime meal. So again, you're eating every 2 to 3 hours. And so we have some members that are like, I feel full. But what happens is if you don't provide your body with energy or with the right nutrients, then you're going to get hungry, and then you're going to make other decisions, right? So that's where we talk about not having to force yourself to eat, but finding good timing and good cadence of that to continue to supplement your body with what it needs. And so again, just some of our profile products. So with the membership, it does include the Smart Body Scale. So that does your BMI, your body weight, muscle, bone, hydration, and fat percentages. And so that is connected to what we call our coach app. So your personalized web page by a bridge. So every time you step on that scale, it gets loaded up to that page. And then you and your coaches have access to that just so we can track your progress. How much you want to weigh in is completely up to you. We require at least twice a month. I have some members that weigh in weekly. I have some that weigh in every day. We just talk about what works well for you, especially mentally, to be seeing what's going on that scale. But so that is for members to keep. The journey book, we will be getting into the genetic testing like Amanda talked about. And then again, up until the 23rd, 20% off of the food, and you do receive the journey book.
How much more is the DNA testing for?
It's $129 right now. I'll be interested to see if that does change. But like Amanda said, if you do pay the full price for the membership, so again, for you guys, it'll be the $199, it's for free.
So
After the
23rd.
After the 23rd, yep, sorry.
But isn't it $150 now, and it doesn't include the DNA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then wouldn't it almost be cheaper than later?
But you don't get the
But you don't
20% off of
spend
it.
on the food.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit of,
It is cheaper, but.
yeah, the membership is, but the weekly, yep. All the math, right?
Yeah.
So again, the member benefits. Perfect. Any other questions? Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, just was wondering
No,
what
please.
the average daily caloric intake would be in the food?
Yeah, so typically between, I want to say 850 and 1,000. Yep, great question. And then again, as we pull in more of the grocery foods, then we're adding, then the calories change. And we do pay attention to where your macros are at, so your carbs, your fats, and your proteins, and just making sure that it works well for you. And we do have this certain protocols, but we can make adjustments to what works well with members. Yeah, great question. Anything else? Thoughts, feelings? Amanda does have some samples of the bars and the shakes. Great turnout today. I did not anticipate this many people coming, so we will kind of space them out a little bit. But feel free to, so I will, I do have my business card. I do have some handouts on the program as well. So if you ladies and gentlemen would like to take any of these, again, that first consultation's free. It just takes an hour and a half of your time to come in, meet with us, and to see if it's a good fit for you. And then we can move on from there based on how you're feeling. So we're located in Cedar Falls off of University Avenue. We're in between Panda Express and US Cellular. Much easier for people to remember that in front of the old Yonkers.
So what is the breakdown of the protein and carbs and calories in each little packet? Or of your shakes and your bars?
Oh yeah, so the shakes are typically between 100 to 120 calories, and the shakes have 15 grams of protein in them, and I want to say 6 grams of carbohydrates. You're getting the majority of your carbohydrates from the 1 bar a day that you're consuming. Again, I'm talking to the most basic of our protocols, so again, there can be other different things in there, but we have 10 in.
For the bars?
Yeah.
The bar, this particular one has 19 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein, 150 per calorie.
19 grams of carbs.
One other thing, do you want to maybe speak to the relation, I just heard her say doctor, the relationship that the member can have with their provider and how you guys kind of communicate about progress and that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. Great question. So we do also physician referrals. So we've met with some of the physicians here, a part of the Waverly Health Center. So members that are referred to us from their doctor do also receive the off of the discount after November 23rd, but we do have what we call our progress report. So again, with that 6-week checkup, we'll have written down total inches of loss, total weight loss, and we're more than happy to share that with your provider as well. We do also, at the consent of our members, go to providers that maybe have multiple members on plan, and we share with the providers where their members are at. Again, with consent of the members to do that, but just to let them know if they have a few people that are doing this and how well that you're doing. And then if there's ever anything that comes up, we do require that the physician gets involved, just so then that way they're aware of kind of what's going on. Or for those that are on different prescriptions, if you do lose 10 or 15% of your body weight, then we also request that you let your physician know that that happened. Yep, so we'd like to have a great working relationship with the doctors, so then everybody's involved for health and safety reasons as well.
So what do you do for accountability? Because like that's always the hardest thing. Is
Yeah.
for me anyway, is holding myself accountable for
Yeah.
things. And
Great,
making
very great
excuses.
question. The one-on-one coaching, that's gonna be the biggest caveat to that, is having you come in for those coaching appointments or check in with us. We do retention calls, emails and texts, so if you don't show up to your appointments, we do follow up with you. We do reach out and just let you know that we care. And, I think we really put emphasis on our coaches of owning your members, so then that way we're providing you with reasons why you want to come in and meet with us. And we talk through things. It is a welcoming environment. Maybe you had a not very good week and the scale showed it and you're just showing it, but coming in and talking to us about that and being able to let you know that it's okay, we're going to experience some setbacks, but let's move on from there.
Do you have a number of coaches versus how many people you can coach? Is there a limit on that, or do you have like a certain number for that, or?
No, but we are growing. So we have, within the past few months, we've increased our weekly coaching appointments, and we also have increased our revenue based on new members coming in. In the last month, we had the most new members that we've had since we opened, so a year ago. But that was pretty great for us. But we know as we gain new members, then we need to add additional coaches. We do talk to members about maybe having 1 or 2 coaches that they meet with, so then that way they have a team. But if you have a connection with just one coach, then you can continue to utilize that one.
Oh, so it's not always the same coach you talk to?
Well, it depends on kind of what the member needs. So again, we all have kind of different passions and specialties, and it also kind of depends on your schedule a little bit too, just because we can't all work 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. But we talk about maybe finding 2 coaches that you really connect with, or if you have one, we definitely can figure out ways to make that work. So, does that answer your question? Okay.
Okay, well, Stephanie will stick around for a little bit if you do have more questions and want to ask her individually. Otherwise, thanks for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate your